On October 16th of 2023, according to Vedic astrology, Mercury will be in the sign of Virgo at 25 degrees in the first house. We know Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo respectively. However, whenever Mercury is in the sign of Virgo, to me, it gives off a Mercury retrograde kind of energy. Ask me why. Because Virgo is methodical, pays attention to detail, analytical, precise, and observant, none of which the sign of Gemini has time for. And being as though Gemini is quick moving, thinking, which most times misses the details. Mercury retrograde forces us to slow down and to redo things. With Mercury in Virgo in the first house, you and or others will be slowing down mentally to make sure everything is everything. No rock will be left unturned, and that takes time. Personally, I natally have my Mercury in Gemini retrograded, and my mind is always on the go and scattered. I've been going to Dunkin' Donuts in the morning, and usually I trust that they have my order right. But lately, I've been double checking and making them fix my order if I find an error. With Mercury in the first house that Aries rules, I've been checking my order and I do not care about the line behind me. I mention this example because Aries is known to be selfish, and me being more than willing to hold up the line to ensure I have the best quality breakfast sandwich that Dunkin' Donuts has to offer is essentially how Mercury in Virgo in the first house will have some of you, on the lowest to the highest level. This energy is in alignment for those who are choosing yourself first and striving for the best of the best in your lives. Like I've mentioned, with the ascendant and sun in Virgo in the second house, play and sabotage time is over. It's about results now. It's about words matching action, basically. Another thing to note, Mercury in Virgo in the first house is intended for quality to be produced as opposed to quantity. If this is regarding relationships for some of you, you may find those playa from the Himalayas finally hanging up those jerseys. The same goes for your work. You will find yourself more than willing to dedicate more time to ensure you haven't missed any details. Also, to make sure everyone is getting the utmost service depending on your career, family, friends, and above all, yourself. We all know the quote, when you feel good, you do good, right? When you are at your best, you are able to give your best, and that is the goal at this time. You cannot give from an empty cup, and most try, and we see the results. They crash and burn. I cannot be loving if I'm not receiving the same love. I refuse to be loyal if I'm not given loyalty. I cannot give respect if I am not being respected. When you give honesty, you cannot tolerate dishonesty, and so forth. Mercury in Virgo in the first house gives the vibes of doing bad by yourself. And keep in mind that that is a metaphor. Most of you are tired of doing bad and going out sad. This energy gives excellence and striving for it as much as humanly possible. Keep in mind, only those healed individuals will have this mindset. Hence, Mercury governs the mind. Those who want to play and stay in their comfort zones and to control will not be able to fathom your thought processes or even you, and that is okay. They need to be swept away Virgo style. This placement is about mental health. Our mind is our most powerful organ and tool, and if it is not clear, clean, and sanctified, you are nothing and produce the same. Your environment is a clear indication of your mental state. Birds of a feather flock together energy. You are what you think, speak, and seek. It's worth also noting that the first house deals with our consciousness and new beginnings. Your brain needs newness, new concepts, beliefs, environments, challenges, and ultimately a new identity. Your mind is pushing for mental upgrades. If I wanted to take this to the biblical streets, in the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2, it states, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." Emphasis on transformed by the renewal of your mind. In tarot, this is like the death card and the Ace of Swords. Another biblical scripture I'd like to provide is in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 8, and it states, "A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Their loyalty is divided between God and the world, and they are unstable in everything that they do." Now, if we go back to the moon that will be in Libra in the second house, where I discussed, most will be one foot in and another out, just in case, and not knowing what they want, and unwilling to give their all to something, someone, or some place, which is a clear conviction of a double-minded person. Double-minded individuals are not even loyal to themselves or God, and surely cannot lead, guide, or to be loyal to you and your self-improvement or development. Keep in mind, no pun intended. Personally, I'd rather be alone, as I have been for 7 years now, before I allow someone else's confusion or unclear ethics to mislead and to ultimately destroy my peace. In conclusion, with Mercury in Virgo in the first house, this energy is encouraging you to be willing to do the same to preserve your mental health, to protect your most powerful tool in this human experience. If you do not have your mind, you have nothing.